Okay guys, so I wanted to go over some of the stuff that we should be doing to decrease churn and to increase revenue. I have a list of all the stuff here and I will be going over the entire list. So basically the goal is to decrease churn on a monthly basis. So this is the number of people that leave the app. And then the other aspect is we want to increase the revenue. So adding new offers, new features, new products that will allow new customers to buy from us. So that is the goal of these exercises. Okay guys, if you want to work together on a new product, I'm opening up a new spot on the team where we are going to be accepting people to work with. So regardless if you're an engineer, if you're a designer, pretty much the only requirement is if you're ambitious, fun to work with, and love to learn. And I think you'll have a good shot at building something that's impactful, plus giving you a decent chance at making meaningful money in your own life. So if that's you, fill out this form and I will reach out to anyone that I think is a good fit. So on a weekly basis, if you want to work together on a new product, the first one is opening up a new spot on the team where recordings. We are going to be accepting people to work with. Goal of this will be to if you're a go through all the recordings, designer, all of the session pretty much the only requirement is if documenting what we can do to improve it, fun to work with, and improve the product, and finding I think you'll have a good shot at building something that's the goal of this. And then plus giving if you're not clear of what you should be checking for, making just ask money Gemini 3 or the top AI model. If that's you, fill out this form and I will reach out to anyone that I think is a good fit. The intention is to watch as many recordings as possible and then listing out all the stuff that we can do to improve it, and then we will give the list of stuff to an engineer to fix. So that is the first one, and this is probably the highest impact, so it's worth it to do it very well, and we will be revising the process because I think a lot of the stuff that we can do to improve the product can just be seen on how someone uses our actual product. The next one is to review post-purchase survey questions. So this is the survey that we have after someone purchases. So typically this is on the thank you page, and then we just ask the person a bunch of questions. So it's going to be a weekly process where we just check the most recent updates. This will probably only take 5 minutes because every week we won't have that many new survey responses. But I think what we do right now is we send all of the responses to like a Google Sheet. So the goal of this will be reviewing all of the new responses and then putting it in our group chat so that the engineers and the team are up to date of why people are buying it. And then this will give us a lot of insights into what new products we can add and what new features we can add as well. And then it's also very important because I think one of the questions is we ask where the person comes from. So it tells us where the source of traffic is coming from. This can probably be automated in the future, but it's probably just good to just read through the responses because it doesn't take that much time. So this is a weekly task. And then the next one is reviewing the support chats and emails. So right now we use Crisp, and I think another one, we use another chat, but basically the goal of this is to read through all the support chats. I'm not sure if there's a way to export it, but if you can export it, just export it and then use AI to analyze it. But it's worth it, or it is worth it just to read through all the conversations, especially in the last week, to find out like where people are having issues and how we can improve the entire support experience. So support, I think, is very important because people usually complain that support isn't fast or it's not as effective. So there's always opportunity to improve the support experience. So it's worth it just to read through all the support chats and find out what common issues people have and how we can improve the entire support experience. And then one side note is that most people think support is like a call center, which just means like, oh, support we have to pay for and we're just wasting money. But I think really good support, it allows us to kind of understand the customer at a deeper level and allow us to come up with new features and new products and even upsell them on the chat itself. So yeah, this is probably very important as well. So that is on a weekly basis. So what we should be doing is we should have all of these in our Notion table and make sure that these are being done on a weekly basis. Also, just to call out, like any time in which we're doing something, we want to share the insights with the team so that if the team has other insights, then it's kind of like a collaborative process. So the goal is to just find out and do all the steps, but also share the insights with the team. So that's it for the weekly basis. And then on a monthly basis, we're going to be sending out email blasts of why people churned. So we send out one email, and I think right now we just ask them to fill out a form. So that's fine. So they can either fill out a form or they can respond to the email itself, but just reuse the same email that we have, which is just having some incentive for them to respond, and then they'll tell us why they churned. So this is super important because we need to improve our product based off of why people churn. So either they don't see the value, or there's some bugs, or so on and so forth. Chatting on a monthly basis with the customers is very important. And then the other one is emailing them what is their biggest problem. So most of the customers have a workflow that they do on a daily basis. So it's important just to understand what their workflow is and how we can improve our product to help make their lives better in either saving them time or making them more money. So this is something that we will also email out, which is just asking them what is their biggest problem, what stuff can we add, so on and so forth, and just do this on a monthly basis so that we kind of get a pulse of what people want added, and we can just add it, and then this will also improve churn and revenue. So that's it. This list isn't comprehensive, but just some of the highest impact ones that I thought of. Obviously, we can do a bunch of more stuff, but generally, this is like the thought process. So we know our goal, and now that we have our goal, we can think of weekly and monthly tasks to improve those metrics. We should be tracking all of this very religiously, which means we should be having it in a Notion so that we don't forget it. After we do it, then we need to share it with the team. So this is like engineers, designers, so on and so forth. And it'll be a process where we do something, we make improvements to the product, and then it just repeats on and on until the end of time, basically. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions, but hopefully this video was useful in helping us improve these two metrics.